Whatever boring thing you're staring at right now, put it down. Close that useless tab. Tell your spouse you need exactly 30 minutes of complete silence. Tell your kids that mommy or daddy is having a serious financial moment right now. And if they interrupt, there will be severe consequences involving screen time. Tell your dog to stop giving you that look. Tell your cat to get off the keyboard. I do not care where you are reading this. Lock yourself in the car if you have to. Sit in the parking lot. Just pay attention. Because what I'm about to walk you through is not a theory. It is not speculation. It is not some YouTube guy making things up for clicks. This is evidence. 4 separate pieces of hard, documented, real-world evidence, all pointing to the exact same conclusion. The silver market is being cornered. From the east, from the west, from the physical market, from the options market. And the banks that have spent decades pushing this market around like a chess piece are about to get absolutely destroyed. So buckle up, focus. And let me show you exactly what is happening right now. Because by the time I finish, you are either going to run to your computer and buy silver, or you're going to close this and pretend you never read it. And if you choose option 2, I promise you will regret it. Let me start with India, because what India is doing right now is genuinely one of the most shocking demand stories I have ever seen in any commodity market. India just released their official import data covering the period from April to December of 2025, 9 months. And the numbers are not just big, they are jaw-dropping. In those 9 months, India imported 184 million ounces of silver. Let me say that one more time so it lands properly. 184 million ounces in 9 months from one country. Now, let me give you some perspective on why that number should be making every silver analyst on the planet sit straight up in their chair. Global silver mine production, the total amount of silver pulled out of the ground from every mine on every continent on this entire earth, is approximately 800 million ounces per year. That is the whole world digging as hard as it can. And in just 9 months, India alone absorbed 184 million ounces. That is 23% of annual global mine production. From one country, in 9 months. That is not a demand story. That is a demand earthquake. But here's the part that really gets me. Here's the kicker that makes this whole thing even more remarkable. This represents a 129% increase compared to the same 9-month period the year before. Not 10%, not 20%, not even 50%, 129%. India more than doubled their silver imports in a single year. More than doubled. So the obvious question is why? What is happening inside India that is creating this kind of insane, relentless, seemingly unstoppable demand for silver? The answer is actually very simple once you understand Indian culture and Indian history. Indians do not trust paper currency. They never have. And they have very good reasons for that distrust. India has thousands of years of lived experience with currency collapses, with empire failures, with governments that printed money until it became worthless, with financial systems that promised stability and then collapsed overnight. They have seen what happens when a government gets too greedy. They have watched civilizations fall. And they are not going to let that happen to their savings. Right now, they are watching the US debt explode past levels that were unthinkable a decade ago. They are watching central banks around the world print money with no end in sight. They are watching inflation eat away at the purchasing power of every paper currency on earth. They are watching the dollar lose value in real terms every single year. And they are doing what their grandparents taught them to do. They are converting their wealth into something real. They are buying silver, and they are buying it at any price. Now, this is what economists call price inelastic demand. In normal markets, when the price of something goes up, people buy less of it. If gasoline gets expensive, you drive less. If beef prices spike, you buy chicken. This is basic supply and demand. This is economics 101. But silver in India right now is completely different. During this exact 9-month period, the silver price went up 46%, climbing from around $60 per ounce all the way past $85. A massive move. And what happened to Indian demand? It went up 129%. The price went up, and the demand went up even faster. That is the complete opposite of normal economic behavior. This is panic buying. This is an entire population saying, we do not care what the price is. We do not care if it is $85. We do not care if it goes to $100. We need to get our hands on silver before it becomes impossible to get. And when demand behaves like this, when it becomes completely disconnected from price, it means one thing. There's a perceived shortage. People are scared they will not be able to get silver at all if they wait. And one country absorbing 23% of global annual production in 9 months is not sustainable. That is a supply crisis building in slow motion. Now, while India is draining the physical silver market from the East at a pace that has never been seen before in recorded history, something equally extraordinary is happening in the financial markets of the West. And this second piece of evidence comes from one of the most powerful and respected institutions in global finance, Goldman Sachs just raised their gold price forecast, and not by a little, not by a modest 5% adjustment, not by a cautious 10% revision. They raised their gold price forecast from $4,000 per ounce all the way to $5,400 per ounce. That is a 35% increase in their target, from $4,000 to $5,400 in a single forecast revision. Now, I need you to understand who Goldman Sachs actually is before we go any further. This is not some anonymous blogger writing hot takes at midnight. This is not a newsletter guy with 3,000 subscribers trying to sell you a course. Goldman Sachs manages trillions of dollars. They have research departments with hundreds of economists and analysts who do nothing all day but study markets. They have access to data, to government contacts, to corporate intelligence, to global capital flows that ordinary people will never see in their lifetimes. When Goldman Sachs moves their forecast by 35%, the entire financial world stops and pays attention. But here's where it gets even more interesting. In their report, Goldman Sachs did not just raise their base case target to $5,400, they also explicitly stated that there is significant upside risk to that forecast. Read that sentence again carefully. Significant upside risk. What does that mean in plain language? It means that $5,400 might actually be the conservative scenario. It means that if certain conditions develop, if the dollar continues to weaken, if central banks keep printing, if the bond market comes under serious stress, if geopolitical tensions escalate further, gold could go to $6,000, to $7,000, to $8,000, or even higher. And now I need you to think about what this means for silver, because this is where the story gets truly explosive. Historically, throughout modern financial markets, the gold to silver ratio has averaged around 60 to 1. That means for every ounce of gold, you need roughly 60 ounces of silver to match its value. Right now, gold is sitting at approximately $4,000 and silver is trading around $90. That gives us a current ratio of about 44 to 1, which actually means silver is already outperforming gold. Silver is already running hotter than gold on a relative basis. But let us do the math on what happens next. If gold reaches Goldman Sachs' base target of $5,400 and the ratio simply returns to the historical average of 60 to 1, silver would need to be at $90, which is almost exactly where we are right now. So silver is already priced in a significant portion of this move. That tells you silver needs to go higher, much higher. Now let us say the ratio tightens to 40 to 1, which has happened multiple times during previous precious metals bull markets. At $5,400 gold, a 40 to 1 ratio puts silver at $135. That is a 50% increase from where we are sitting right now. If the ratio moves to 30 to 1, which is rare but has happened before during periods of extreme financial stress, silver at $5,400 gold would be $180 per ounce. That is double where we are today. And if we ever see a return to the ancient historical ratio of 15 to 1, the ratio that existed for centuries when both gold and silver were used simultaneously as real money, silver at $5,400 gold would be $360 per ounce. $360. That is roughly 4 times higher than the current price. Now, I am not standing here telling you the ratio is definitely going to 15 to 1. I'm not making that promise. But what I am telling you is that Goldman Sachs raising their gold forecast by 35% and flagging significant upside risk beyond that is one of the most bullish signals for silver that I have seen in years. Because silver does not just follow gold. Silver amplifies gold. When gold moves, silver moves faster and further. When gold goes parabolic, silver goes super parabolic every single time. This is not a theory. This is a documented historical pattern that has played out across every major precious metal cycle in modern history. And now we get to the third piece of evidence, the one that is honestly blowing my mind the most out of everything I have researched for this, because there is a trade happening right now in the options market that is so extreme, so aggressive, so far outside the boundaries of normal financial behavior that when I first read about it, I genuinely had to go back and double check the numbers. Somebody, or more accurately, some group of somebodies with a truly staggering amount of money is buying massive call options on gold. Specifically, December call options with a strike price of $20,000 per ounce. $20,000 per ounce. I need you to sit with that number for just a moment. Right now, gold is at $4,000. A $20,000 call option is $16,000 out of the money. For that position to become profitable, gold would have to increase by 400% in less than a year. 400%. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would anyone in their right mind buy a $20,000 gold call option when gold is sitting at $4,000? Why would any rational person on this planet put their money into a bet that requires a 400% move in under 12 months just to break even? The answer is because these options are extraordinarily cheap. When you buy an option that is so far out of the money, So completely disconnected from the current price, the premium you pay for that option is almost nothing. We are talking maybe a few dollars per contract. So for a few $1,000s in total premium, you can control a massive position. You can place a bet worth millions of dollars in potential upside for almost zero upfront cost. This is what sophisticated traders call an asymmetric bet. The risk is tiny and completely defined. If you're wrong, you lose your few $1,000s in premium and you go home. That is the worst case. But if you are right, if gold has somehow reached $20,000, the payoff is not just good. The payoff is hundreds of millions of dollars, potentially billions, depending on the size of the position. And the fact that someone is making this bet and making it in size tells you something profound about how certain very smart and very wealthy people are viewing the current financial situation. They are not just casually bullish on gold. They are positioning for a complete and total collapse of the existing financial system. They are saying there is a real, non-zero, meaningful probability that the dollar collapses, that the bond market breaks down, that central banks lose control, and that gold goes to $20,000 or beyond. Now let us apply the same ratio math we talked about earlier to this scenario. If gold actually reaches $20,000 and the gold to silver ratio holds at 60 to 1, silver would be at $333 per ounce. At a 40 to 1 ratio, silver would be at $500. At a 30 to 1 ratio, silver would be sitting at $667 per ounce. $667. That is 7 times higher than where silver is trading right now. So when you hear people talk about silver going to $300 or $500, understand that these are not random numbers being pulled from thin air. These are the logical, mathematical outputs of scenarios that smart money is already actively positioning for in the options market right now. The people buying $20,000 gold calls are not crazy. They are not conspiracy theorists sitting in bunkers. They are sophisticated institutional players who have run the numbers and decided that the insurance policy is worth the premium. Now let me shift to the fourth piece of evidence. And this one involves China, because China is doing several things simultaneously in the silver and gold markets that when you see them all together, they paint a picture that is impossible to ignore. First, China has been systematically dumping US Treasury bonds. They have been selling their holdings of American government debt month after month after month, and their total holdings have now dropped to $683 billion. That is the lowest level in 17 years. 17 years. China used to be the single largest foreign holder of US debt on the entire planet. Now they are not even in the top 3. Japan holds more, the United Kingdom holds more, and China is still selling. Why is China doing this? Because they do not trust the US government anymore. They see the American national debt exploding past $36 trillion. They see the annual deficits getting bigger every year with no plan to stop. They see the Federal Reserve printing money and manipulating interest rates. They see a financial system that is built on promises that are becoming harder and harder to keep. And they are thinking to themselves, why should we hold paper that is losing value every single year when we can hold gold instead? And that is exactly what they are doing. China has been buying gold aggressively and consistently. They have been adding to their official gold reserves every single month. They are now one of the largest official holders of gold in the entire world. And this is not a coincidence. This is a deliberate, calculated, long-term strategic shift. China is moving away from dollar-denominated assets and toward hard assets, toward real money, toward gold. And when China moves in a direction, other countries pay attention and follow. Russia already made this shift years ago. India is doing it. The Middle East is doing it. The global reserve currency system is slowly but surely moving away from the dollar, and gold and silver are the primary beneficiaries of that shift. But there's another story coming out of China that is even more revealing about how seriously that government views silver as a strategic asset. According to reports coming from Chinese financial media, the Chinese government has been bailing out retail investors who lost money on silver investments. Specifically, they are compensating small investors who lost less than 1,000 yuan, which is roughly $140 on silver or silver-related financial products. Think about what this actually means. The Chinese government, one of the most powerful governments on earth, is spending state money to make sure ordinary citizens who bought silver do not lose faith in the silver market. They are propping up retail confidence in silver with actual government funds. And why would they do this? Why would the Chinese Communist Party, a government that controls the second largest economy on earth, care about a few hundred retail investors losing $140 each on silver? The answer reveals everything about how China views silver as a national strategic asset. China has hundreds of millions of retail investors. And a significant portion of those investors have been buying silver over the past few years because they see it exactly the way Indian buyers see it, as a hedge against inflation, as protection against a weakening currency, as a store of real value in a world where paper promises are becoming increasingly unreliable. If those hundreds of millions of people suddenly lose confidence in silver, if they feel cheated or deceived by the market, they will sell. All of them at the same time. And that kind of mass panic selling would create social unrest on a scale that even the Chinese Communist Party cannot easily manage. Angry people in China, hundreds of millions of angry people who feel they lost their savings, become a political problem of the highest order. And the Chinese Communist Party does not tolerate political problems. So they are buying off the small investors, keeping them calm, keeping them in the market. But here is the deeper implication that most people are completely missing. By bailing out silver investors, the Chinese government is sending an unmistakable signal to every market participant on Earth. They are saying that silver is important, silver is strategic, silver is something we need our population to keep holding. And the reason for that is simple. China is the largest silver refiner in the world. They control a massive portion of the global silver supply chain. They process more silver than any other country on the planet. And they want to keep that silver inside China. They do not want a panic that sends silver flowing out of the country. So they are stabilizing the market. They are propping it up from the inside. This is not free market behavior. This is state-level strategic intervention in the silver market. And it proves beyond any reasonable doubt that China views silver not just as a commodity, but as a weapon of economic strategy. Now, let me bring all four pieces of evidence together and show you the complete picture. Because individually, each of these stories is remarkable. But together they form something truly historic. You have India absorbing 23% of global annual silver mine production in just 9 months, with demand up 129% year over year and showing zero signs of slowing down. Price inelastic, panic-driven, culturally embedded demand that will not stop regardless of what the price does. You have Goldman Sachs, the most powerful investment bank on earth, raising their gold forecast by 35% to $5,400 and explicitly warning of significant upside risk beyond that, which at historical gold to silver ratios puts silver anywhere from $90 on the low end to $306 on the extreme end. You have unknown but clearly very sophisticated and very wealthy market participants buying December $20,000 gold call options, placing asymmetric bets that the entire financial system breaks down and gold goes to levels that most people cannot even imagine, which at a 30-to-1 ratio would put silver at $667 per ounce. And you have China simultaneously dumping US Treasury bonds at the fastest pace in 17 years, aggressively accumulating gold reserves every single month, and using government funds to stabilize their domestic silver market because they view silver as a strategic national asset that must be protected. Every single one of these forces is pointing in the same direction. Every single one of these data points is telling you the same story. The silver market is being squeezed from every angle simultaneously. Physical demand is exploding. Institutional money is repositioning into hard assets. Sovereign governments are abandoning the dollar and moving toward gold and silver. And the smart money is quietly placing bets on scenarios that would have seemed completely insane just 5 years ago. The banks that have spent decades suppressing this market, that have used paper contracts and futures manipulation to keep silver artificially cheap while accumulating physical metal for themselves, are now facing a wall of demand that they simply cannot paper over anymore. You cannot print more silver. You cannot create it out of nothing. There are only 800 million ounces produced globally every year. And that supply is being consumed by solar panels, by electric vehicles, by electronics, by Indian households, by Chinese retail investors, by institutional buyers, and by sovereign wealth funds all at the same time. This is what a supply crisis looks like before it fully erupts. This is what it looks like in the months before the price moves in ways that rewrite financial history. Silver at $90 today. Goldman Sachs seeing gold at $5,400, smart money betting on gold at $20,000, India buying 23% of global production, China treating silver as a state strategic asset. You now have the same four pieces of evidence I have. You have seen what the data shows. You have seen what the smart money is doing. You have seen what sovereign governments are doing. The question is simple. What are you going to do with this information?